Hello friends, how are you? How did your holidays go? Mine went really well, and then afterwards we decided to catch this crud. My husband must have, I believe he must have gotten it from the grocery store and then brought it home. So I'm going to sit here, I'm going to have myself a nice cup of chai tea. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a while, so it's kind of good to be back. My throat's still a little scratchy, but I'll enjoy this. I don't know if you guys have ever tried it, but this is the Oregon chai tea. It's instant. It's super yummy. I like it by itself, but then I also like to, when I have creamer, I like to add a drop of, or a couple tablespoons of French vanilla. It's so good, you guys. That is if you like chai tea. Otherwise, I hope you guys have something nice and warm or whatever you like to drink with you. I have a few things I would like to go over and talk to you guys about. So I gave out the majority of my Christmas gifts. All of the children came except for 3. So my son and his girlfriend didn't make it this year. His car broke down, and then he just wasn't able to purchase one in time to be able to get down here for Christmas. So his birthday's in January, so I'm thinking that we'll do a Christmas birthday gathering for him in January. So that was the one that had the 2 hedgehogs and a pair of mittens. So those ones I'll have to let you guys know. My other gift, the other one was my son-in-law. He drives for the Huskies, so he was out of state with them. So he'll be back, and then he'll get his gifts a little bit later. But as far as all the mittens, or the gloveless, fingerless mittens, they were a hit. All the guys liked them. They were super excited. My one son, that led me to this idea, that told me that he didn't want any gloves because he left some ski gloves here. And he said he didn't want them because he felt like when he put them on, he'd have monkey hands. I don't know if that's a thing or what it is, but anytime he puts it on, he can't feel, so he doesn't like to drive with them. So that's what gave me the idea of the fingerless mitts, and he loved it. He loved the idea, was super excited about getting them, which makes me happy. And like I said, my husband, he already was in love with them. He stole his pair early. So that was exciting that I was able to make him something for, the man that has everything. It's hard to shop for, hard to do anything. But that's okay. So I did a total of 16 gifts. So do I feel that they were worth it? And how do I feel that they were received? Were they received well? So I'll tell you a little bit of a backstory on the Christmas gifts. I started doing this a long time ago. I had 5 children, and one of their gifts was always going to be a handmade gift, and it still is. So that's why I have to do so many now, is because I started it a long time ago. I forgot. I didn't do it 1 year, and I always just kind of thought, do they really care? I don't think they even care if I make them anything or not. So I didn't make them a gift 1 year. Big mistake. My bad. They let me know that they were very unhappy with me and that I would have to do 2 the next year, which I didn't do. But it kind of lets you know that even if you don't see it, they do appreciate the work that you put into your handmade items. And I hope you guys continue to make things for your family and enjoy making things for yourself. It's a talent, and I hope everybody realizes that. So, how well were they received? 100%? No, they weren't 100%. I have one, she loved it. The sweater, do you remember the sweater that I made? It was a hooded sweater, the hoodie. So the hood was a little bit short in the pattern. So if anybody does make that pattern that I posted, the hood was short, so I'm going to have to undo the hood, and I'll probably put 3 more rows, which will give me 6 more, which will give her enough in the face. I kind of thought it looked a little bit short to me, but that's okay. I did save the yarn that I had left, and I wrote down, this is kind of a neat little trick, but if you guys save what you have when you're making gifts and you write down what hook size you used in the pattern, you'll have it available if you have to do any repairs. So not only was that the hood was too short, but she was a little bit concerned about how short it was. So I'll undo this and I'm going to make it just a tad longer. I think she said she wanted another inch or two. So it was a great fit. Other than that, she just needed it longer and wanted the hood. So the hood is not just for looks for her. She actually likes to use it. So I'll be fixing those. The only other thing is my one granddaughter, she's 5. Remember I made the older granddaughter a sunflower bag, and then I made the younger one a matching one. And I've always made amigurumi for the littles. And she's absolutely a doll lover. So when she pulled that bag out, she was kind of disappointed. She kind of looked at it and went, eh, and kind of looked around and kind of tossed it aside. And then her mom was trying to correct her, and I told her to leave it alone. And then after my older granddaughter opened her handmade gift, and she saw that she got the same thing and that they were matching. Remember, that was the reason that I made it, is because she loves to match her older cousin. So as soon as she seen that she had a matching bag to her older cousin, loved it. Absolutely loved her bag. It did kind of surprise me that she didn't like the bag in the beginning, but she did have a lot going on. So she does Christmas Eve with the other side of the family, and then she does Christmas morning with her mom, and then they come over and do Christmas morning here. So she'd already been through quite a few, so it wasn't anything new for her. So the reason that it surprised me, though, is that, what did I do with that? I have made this little bag that they always use when we go out. I crocheted a little bag, and it was just little, and it kind of went around my neck. And then I put my phone and my credit card in it, and it had a little loop that went over and a button. And that was, when I go to car shows, I didn't want to have to carry around a bag or too much. So I just, my credit card and my phone, and that was all I needed for the day. And I just wore it around my neck, so that I wasn't having to worry about if I set something down anywhere. So they use that all the time. In fact, my grandson and my granddaughter kind of fight over it. I thought I brought it in to show you guys what I was talking about, for in case you had a need for it. But it was just a little crocheted around little. It was big enough to fit my phone. And then it had a strap, like a little neck strap with a tie. So I was a little surprised that she had that reaction initially, but I knew it wasn't going to last, or that it wasn't going to be a big deal. Because like I said, as soon as she saw that her older cousin had the same thing, we couldn't get the thing away from her. She had it filled up and all of her toys were in it right away. So I'm going to say yes, it was a success 100% for everybody so far that have received their gifts. And I believe that making handmade gifts is always worth it. Always worth putting the time into making something for the people that we love. So I got a little list here so I don't get sidetracked. I have so much I want to share with you guys that I've seen, and things that people are offering on other channels that I wanted to share with you. Let's see. So that kind of covers the Christmas gifts. So I have one that I have to fix. And that was it. I was perfect. So then I'll be done with that by the end of the year. I'll have tonight to finish that. And then I wanted to share with you, I follow somebody who's called MJ Off the Hook Designs. And she put out a video for a giveaway that she's doing. So if you find her, you're going to look at the top 20 of 22 video. And she has a giveaway that she's doing. So I want to make you guys aware of this because I think it's until the 31st. So that you can enter until the 31st. So the giveaway is a $250 credit. Sorry, a $250 gift card to Furl's Crochet Hooks and a $50 credit to her store. She's a fabulous designer. In fact, one of the sweaters that I'm making is her design. And I've designed other patterns of hers, and I love her. So if you've never seen her or never been around, check her out. It's MJ Off the Hook Designs. So that was one of the prizes, was $250 from Furls and $50 credit to her store. The second one was a $100 gift card and a $25 credit to her store from Mary Maxim. So both of those are fantastic gifts. And you just, she made it so easy. You just go, you click on what she wants, and then you can, it asks you if you want to join I think you have to subscribe to the newsletters. Subscribe to this one, and each time that you subscribe, you get that many entries. So if you don't want to subscribe, you can still enter, but you do have to subscribe to at least one. So then she felt that because, you know, she only had 2 and she's got such, I think it's she's having the giveaway because she's got like 250,000 subscribers now. Excuse me. So 250,000 subscribers. So she felt bad that there was only 2 and she had so many. So she felt that everybody should get something. So she created a scavenger hunt. So if you go through and follow the links, you'll go to different patterns or different blogs on different patterns, and they're free patterns on her website, on her blog posts. And then you have the option of either taking it from there, or you can buy a pattern from her shop. But if you collect all 5, I think it was 5 letters off each one, it doesn't spell anything, but you just get the letters, and then you put that in the shop coupon code, you're going to get a $6 purchase or $6 free credit. So whether you buy a more expensive one, you'll get $6 off, or you can get one of the other ones and it's $6. I think the only thing that was $7 was some of her tops that she's designed. So I did that. So I entered all of those, and then I purchased the baby. It's a baby hat and high top set. It's so cute, you guys. So if you're able to do that, go ahead and do that, and that'll get you a free pattern. The other one I wanted to share with you was, I don't know if you know, ExpressionFiberArts. So today they put out 2020 review. It's like 55 patterns that they put out this year, and she does both knit and crochet. So and she's got all different levels, so you can filter them out. You can do crochet and then you can find your level, or you can do knit and find your level. But she's actually given away 3 free patterns so if you go there, and I don't remember, I think I had to put my email in, but when I went to get the patterns, I didn't have to put any kind of credit card information. I did have to put like my name, my mailing address, but I didn't have to put any credit card information or any of that in there for my free patterns. And then she also gives out, anytime she puts out a new release, she gives that pattern away for free on the Friday following. At least I think that's how I understood it. So you can also sign up, and then she'll alert you when she's got patterns, and then you'll be able to get her newest design for free. After that, you have to purchase it. So I thought those were kind of cool and worth you guys taking a look. So again, that was ExpressionFiberArts. If you go there today and you go under the 2022 review of 50 or 55 patterns that they put out this year, you'll be able to get 3 free patterns. One of the patterns, it brings me to my New Year's cast on. So now it's not going to be my New Year's cast on, it's going to be my New Year's Eve, because we're sick and we aren't going to be going anywhere this New Year's Eve. So I get to cast on my projects. Super excited. But one of the patterns that I got for free on her website, it was a pattern, but also it was it's actually a class. So I picked up the Crary. I don't know if you can see it. It is very dark, but this is actually a how to knit a sweater course. Okay, so this is the pattern you get that you can choose as your free pattern. As one of your free patterns is actually the whole class. And then she's got a YouTube's, let's see. Then on YouTube, it's the how to knit a sweater class. So you've got your pattern and the class to follow along. And it shows you how. So I know I told you guys I was going to knit the ranunculus. But I think I'm going to do this class is a better option for me, seeing so I've never knit a sweater. So it's going to be my first time. So this is this came up like in perfect timing because I was going to cast on the ranunculus tomorrow, but instead now I'm going to do this one. This one isn't a bulky weight yarn, and I did look at the yarns that she suggested, but they were very expensive. And for a beginner and not knowing how well I'll do, I've decided on a different yarn, which I'll show you in a little bit. But again, that is ExpressionFiberArts, and I'll have it linked. And it was under the 2022 review of all the patterns that they put out for your free patterns. Okay, so that shows that, the Crary. So that tells you I'm doing the Crary is my choice for my knit sweater. So then my crochet sweater that I'm casting on is again off that MJ's Hook Designs, off the Hook Designs. I've chosen her Rocky Mountain Color Block Crochet Sweater. Now this is the one that I'm using all the wool that I just purchased, those 3 skeins. I did get those all done up. So I've got them in nice little cakes. So I've got my whole project is prepared here. I've got everything in this bag. I've got my markers, my measuring tape, my needle, my row counter, and I just have it in this bag, and it's just waiting for me for tomorrow night. Super excited. I hope I can wait until tomorrow night. No, I will. I will. Okay. So that's that pattern. So that brings me to my works in progress. I didn't do much on the sock that I've been working on, but I did finally get back to it. I do believe the pink is where I left off last time, so I didn't get much done. But I'm just on the heel now. And then my other one is so big, but I ran out of yarn. So that'll be one of my my purchases that I made today. So I have that. So that does bring me into things that I've purchased this week. One of my viewers, actually, I want to kind of first bring up an app that I recently found, and I love it. It's called Crochet.land. So on this app, it's a little, if you go onto your apps and you type in Crochet.land, you're going to look for a little, he's a little giraffe. He's a little cartoon type giraffe, one eye's bigger than the other. And then on that app, it helps you you can put all your information in about the pattern that you're working on. So I did already upload, I can't show it to you because it's on my phone. So inside there, I put in the information for what I was making, which is my sweater. I put in the hooks that I'm using because I've already done my swatches on my sweater. So I have the right hook size. I'm going to do that tonight too with the other sweater, is do my swatch to make sure that I'm ready for tomorrow. I want to be completely ready to where I can sit down and just start working on them. And then, so you get to type all that information in, and then it's got a part for notes, things that you've changed on the pattern, like my Rocky Mountain color block sweater. I actually had to go down to a hook size to get the right gauge. So I've got that in the notes. And then it has a timer to where when you sit down and you start working, you can hit that little timer button, work to your little heart's content, and then stop it. And then the next time that you're just going to sit down, or the next day, whatever, you just go back in and you click it again, and it starts again. So it just keeps accumulating the times. So by the end of it, it'll tell you how much time you actually took to make that project. It's been kind of eye-opening with some of my other projects because I first tried it out with the mitts that I was making. And one of those knit mitts that I was making, the first one took me 4 hours to make. I don't know if I told you guys that yet, but I knit that first mitt and it was 4 hours, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I was supposed to do 4. I ended up having to make 5, and then I only ended up making 3, and I added those 2 crocheted sets. because of how long it was taking me. But that, I mean, it's kind of eye-opening. Plus, again, it keeps track of all that, and then if you add a new pattern, it just goes above, and you can just keep stacking your patterns or your projects. So then you can always go back and look at your notes. Like if I ever go back to make that color block sweater again, I'll know exactly what hook I used, what yarn I used, and I'll be able to put in how much yarn I used, because sometimes it's a little different. Like she used a G hook, and I had to go all the way down to an F hook. Yeah, an E and an F hook, because it uses two different ones. So I thought that was really interesting and fun, and thought you guys might like it. Again, it's Crochet.land, and it's an app. So then I had another viewer. Her name is Joy, and she suggested a channel to me. When she seen my socks, she suggested what is it? Simply Stitches, and they use a 9-inch circular needles. So I was very intrigued by that, because when you're knitting in the circle or in the round, you know, how are you going to be able to? So anyways, I purchased them. I went on and I looked at her blog or her channel, and I was very intrigued, so I decided to buy them. They were $11.25, but this is all you're supposed to have to use. And these are what are they, Chio Goo, 9-inch. And this is what they look like. So they're super tiny. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, but can you see them? They're so little. So that will be, that'll be on my next pair of socks. I'll try this. I do have some yarn coming. I think I told you guys before that I joined the Mary Maxim sock club. So I'm supposed to get a box every quarter. My box is actually held up. It's been shipped. It just got held up in the weather. It got held back. So it's still on its way. So that'll be something I can show you guys later. After I finish this, I'll show you guys the box when it comes in, but when I start with this, that'll be a later date. Because like I told you guys, I don't sleep very well at night sometimes, so that's what my sock projects are always going to be for when I'm not sleeping. So though I'm not going to be making any certain large number of socks, but they sure was excited about that first pair, and I'm still excited about it, being able to make my own socks. And now I'm excited about the yarns that are coming for it. So again, that was, if you wanted to see that, and I did this was purchased on Amazon. Like I said, it was $11.25 on Amazon. And then I watched another one of her videos, and she's so cute. Her and her husband made snowballs, which is a drink, and it was kind of fun to watch. So you guys give it a try. See if she's your cup of tea. Tea. Speaking of tea. I hope you guys are all feeling well and that the crud hasn't gotten to you. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, did I bring up my works? Because I've only got 2. I did have to purchase yarn, so I'll show that to you. So again, this is the sweater I'm going to be making. And then, you know, looking at her yarn, I think it was $23 a skein, and I believe you needed 6 skeins because it's bulky. Yeah, it was 7 skeins. And the one that she suggested, which she makes her own yarn, was a little out of my price range. Not to say that her yarns are, because a couple of the other ones that I got for free, I looked at her yarn suggestions, and some of them were $15. It was a great price for what it was. So not all of her fiber is out of price range. But doing my first sweater, not even know if I'm gonna like it, I decided to go with acrylic. I did buy the more expensive for the crochet one because I know how to crochet, and that's easy for me. I would say that I'm fairly advanced crocheter, so I haven't come across anything that's out of my wheelhouse in a long time in crochet. I have come across people that are making up stitches so that they can make a new pattern. So I mean, that's different. Though you just learn how your designer designs, and then I gotta get rid of that habit. That drives me crazy, you guys. I'm so sorry. I've gotta quit fidgeting with my fingers. So anyways, so I purchased this yarn. My husband got me a gift certificate. Funny story. Bought me a gift certificate for Christmas, or a gift card, and then we went to buy the yarn, and then he paid for the yarn, so we never even used the gift card. He forgot about it. So I'm using Breathe Deeply Super Bulky, and it's the colorway Coconut, and it's a number 5. But the reason that I chose this is because it's that chain stitch, and I've never worked with that really, and I wanted to, so this is the one that I chose. And again, it's super bulky. It has, this is a larger ball, so it has 303 yards in it, and I think it's a gorgeous color. I almost got the pink, but I had just chosen a different pink. So I figured I needed to change my wardrobe a little bit. So that was one of my purchases. I got 2 of those. And then, like I told you, I ran out of the, what colorway is this? I ran out of the graphite for the Afghan. I am going to sit down and I'm going to finish that Afghan. I'm going to go back and I'm going to see actually how long I've been working on that. Now, when I say I've been working on it, I'm talking about I pull it out, I start working on it because it takes a while for me to get back into the rhythm. I think I showed you guys the page of directions. It's like every stitch, it's like 300 stitches long, and then you do 5 stitches this way, 5 stitches this way, 20 stitches this way, and it makes the pattern that's in it. So it takes like a half an hour it's like 15 minutes per row, and it's a double row, so it's kind of doubled. So it takes a half hour per row. So an hour gets me 4 inches, or 4 rows, which is maybe 2 inches, if that is double crochet. So anyways, my last 2 skeins that I'm going to purchase for that, and I'll be done. I did take the whole blanket in hopes and threw it on the bed to see if it was going to fit. I need that last piece. So I got the yarn. And it's going to be gorgeous. That way it's finished, and it's finished correctly. So my other yarn that I bought, and I haven't seen this yet. I think this might be something new. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have not seen a number 3 in this size or in this yarn. It's called Simply Flawless, and it is a number 3 yarn, and it's 7 ounces. Have you guys seen this out there? And this is the other pinky one that I was talking about that I purchased. So it's 7 ounces. It's 100% low pill acrylic. It's 420 yards of a number 3. And I got 2 of those. Not sure what I'm going to make with it. But man, I think the color just kind of jumped out at me. And then it was a number 3. So I've been really gravitating towards number 3s lately. And I did make a hexagon. Yes, a hexagon. The ball that I made, it was called a pentagon ball. I did say hexagon in my video, but I did when I put it underneath in the description box, I did link it correctly, and I did call it a pentagon ball because it only had 5 sides. So again, super cute. I just couldn't leave it there. I did end up taking back that loopy yarn because I just didn't feel that there was enough of it to make anything. Not anything that's really was going to be worth anything. And like I said, they were $10 a piece because I bought them the week that there was no sale because I had to have it right then, and then I didn't get to make it anyways. But I'm kind of thinking about going back. Our next holiday is Valentine's, so I'm kind of thinking along what I'm going to do for Valentine's. I still make birthday gifts, and I still make holiday decorations. I do a lot of things. So right now I'm going to bring up what my ideas are for this 2023 schedule. So like I told you before, I'm really into, going to be a little bit selfish this year, and I'm going to make myself some clothing. I've got 2 sweaters on, or going to have 2 sweaters on, 1 knit, 1 crochet. So these are going to be warm sweaters. No, yes, both of them. Both of them are going to be fairly warm. So I think those will be my winter knits. I'm not going to push myself too much to have too much going on in a month, because I like to have the versatility to bounce around onto different things. Otherwise, I'm going to box myself in, and I'll get bored with it. So for the first quarter, I'm going to call it January, February, March. I'm going to knit 1 knit sweater and 1 crochet sweater. And again, that's going to be the Prairie, which is that knit class. And then I'm going to crochet the Mountain color block. So those are those 2 for this one. And I don't have any of the other ones picked out yet, but I've got April, May, and June. So May, it starts to warm up around here. In June, it's usually pretty warm. So I'm going to try to find some light, maybe short sleeve sweaters. For those, I'm going to do 1 knit and 1 crochet. Those were a couple. I was watching somebody, and it was a Lidia tank top. It was super cute. I haven't looked at it or looked into it yet, but it was a Lidia tank by Courtney Little. So that's something I was looking at, but that I think is going to be one of the summer tops. So it's either going to be, so April, May, and June is going to be maybe a short sleeve sweaters, 1 knit, 1 crochet. July, August, September is going to be either tank tops or maybe a shawl. So I might actually get into, when it starts getting warm, I might get back into a tank top or something, and then maybe save the shawls for August, September, when it starts to cool off, but it's not cold, not nearly cold around here. So June, July, August, and September are really our warmest months. So that I'm going to kind of leave open, but they're going to be short sleeves, they're going to be tank tops, and possibly shawls, or what I'm going to box myself into. So it's going to be 1 knit, 1 crochet of each item that I decide for that quarter. And then October, November, December, those are going to be my giftable months. So those are going to be, again, like I did this year, I'm going to be looking up items and starting my gift making earlier. Last year I was able to get all of mine out, but I was also injured at work, and I had knee surgery, so I was able to, I had the time to sit down and make those 16 gifts. I'm not going to have that this year. And I don't think anybody has that kind of time if you're not at home or not working, to be able to pump out those kind of gifts. So now that I have so many that I have to do, I need to start planning that out ahead of time. Kind of thinking that maybe depending on how these go, there's a few knit-alongs that I've seen that I'm very interested in doing. In fact, the Expression Fibers, they have a knit-along that they're doing. If you're interested in a knit-along, I think it's a shawl, and it's gorgeous, but I'm not interested in it at this point in time to join their knit-along. I think it starts January 9th. If you're interested in one. So I think that's probably going to be it for me today. I think I covered everything. My throat is getting really dry. And I've really enjoyed talking to you guys in the comments. So I appreciate you guys for commenting on my videos. I'm extremely excited that you guys are even interested in watching what I have to show or share. Just some background. I don't have family members that knit, crochet, or do much crafts. My younger children are starting to get into the craft part of it. But that's like my Cricut, those kind of things. They do candles, the Cricut, but not the knitting. So I really am enjoying talking to you guys and creating a crochet knit family here. I hope you guys feel the same way. I do have a couple questions for you guys. I was kind of thinking that at the end of every program I might ask you guys a question, and it's going to be like this one is just for knit or crochet. I'm curious as to which one you prefer in a washcloth. Do you prefer to have knit washcloths or crocheted washcloths? Do you prefer knit dishcloths or crocheted dishcloths? And then the other question is there a difference? Do you guys feel that there's a difference between a washcloth pattern and a dishcloth pattern? So I guess that's 3 questions in one. Knit or crochet, washcloth, dishcloth, and then if you feel there's a difference, or do you feel that they intermittent, you can do one pattern for and use it for both things. And then the other thing that I'm curious about is if we have any knit or crochet sellers on here. I've thought about doing it, but between work and all the grandkids and all that kind of stuff, I don't have the time to put into it, but I've always thought about it, so I'm just kind of curious to see if we have any of you guys out there. Let me know in the comments. And again, if you can either just put it in the comments and or I can create a poll as well. If you guys would like to participate, that would be great. Again, thank you for joining me today. And I hope you guys have a happy new year. Be safe if you're doing anything for New Year's Eve. I think we're just going to open up. I just picked up a little bottle from Costco. It's a rosé, a pink rosé, sparkling, what is it, a prosciutto? Prosciutto? I don't even know how to pronounce it, but we're going to enjoy that, a glass of that, I think. Let's see. We're going to do it early. There's no way I could stay up that late. But if you guys can, have a fantastic, safe New Year's Eve and Happy New Year. Talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye.